Hello YouTubers, this is Wakeboarder76 and I'm going to give you a after build wrap up of the Team Associated B44.2 and my thoughts after a first time at the track with this buggy. Here we can see I went with a metallic blue and neon pink paint job for the body. I actually dedicated this body to a friend who's currently dealing with breast cancer, and I just thought it would be a nice little dedication to her and put a smile on her face. But this is the Team Associated B44.2 buggy. It is their third edition of the B44 four-wheel drive buggy, and we'll go ahead and go through and what makes this different from the previous editions of the B44 and some of the things that I like about it and some things that I don't necessarily dislike, but something to consider when you're making a purchase for a B44. So some of the things that make this different, actually no, here, we'll go ahead and take the body off of the buggy first. Let's see if this is actually not my first take here, because the body was being a pain in the butt to me trying to get it off here. Let's see. Oh, yep, it's still being a pain. Velcro works very well, if anyone was wondering. There we go. Thing put up a little bit of a fight. Alright, some things here that make this B44.2 different from the previous B44s. Most notably, the big bore shocks. They're easy to see. These are, I believe, 12mm big bore shocks. We have the extended plus 8mm chassis, and we also have a newly designed 3-pad slipper clutch in here. As you can see, the car is mostly constructed out of carbon fiber for the top plates, the chassis, and as well we can see here on the front tower and the rear tower are also constructed out of carbon fiber. This makes this car very light, very stiff, and it reacts very well to inputs from the steering. The car is four-wheel drive, and as I said, it has a center slipper clutch as well as a front and a rear ball differentials to transfer all of the power from the motor. For my setup and electronics in this buggy, I've gone with a Tekin Redline Gen 2. If you go ahead and look right there, we have a 6.5 turn. I have the Turnigy Nanotech. I believe it's 5100 milliamp hours that we have on those saddle packs. I have the SR300 Spectrum receiver. I do have some Orange RX GR300 receivers coming in that I want to give a try, and I'll try and get a video up of those. Here we have a Spectrum S6040 titanium geared servo. I have my Viper VTX 10R Black Edition speed control. I really like this speed control. I've tried another Viper ESC in my Losi 22, and I love the smoothness of this ESC. It delivers the power very efficiently. It doesn't get too hot, and I love the adjustability on that speed control. Up here we have my Laps, which I actually installed about 5 minutes ago onto the buggy. I've never had a transponder of my own on my buggy. I always rented from the track. I will be using my Spectrum DX2S to control this buggy along with my TLR22. And I think that's it for my electronics. Just a little input on what I thought on this on my first run. Wow, it is a rocket on the track, and it feels like it's on rails. I mean, you can hit turns that I would have easily have rolled in my SCTE at full speed with this buggy, and it just grips it and rips it. Yeah, I couldn't be happier. It took me a little while to get used to the speed of this buggy and its nimbleness, but once you do, and sorry, you may hear that squeaking in the back. My puppy's playing with her squeaky ball right now. She's trying to get me to throw it for her. Probably have to after this video. what was I saying? Oh, it took me a little while to get used to this. The Buggy is so fast, especially with that 6.5 turn motor. I'm currently running an 18-tooth pinion on here, and it's hitting, it feels like 35 on the straightaway. I'm sure if it was out on the street up front, it could easily do 40. It's able to get massive air off of the jumps. I'm actually now having a problem of overshooting the jumps, where with my other Buggy and even my SCTE, I was trying to do my best just to clear them. Now I have to dial it back because of how quick this car is able to get up to speed and and it jumps very well through the air and gives you a lot of control with that four-wheel drive, being able to give it throttle and brake to maneuver it. The slipper clutch was a little difficult to set up. The factory setting in the manual gave it way too much slip. I was slipping for like 4 or 5 feet before it really felt like it engaged. So you're going to have to play with that a little bit, kind of listen to it, see how the car responds. Just make sure not to over tighten it so much that your ball diffs in the front and the rear end up slipping instead of the slipper clutch, because you'll destroy those diffs. Some negatives of this car is that the front A-arms, they break. I had read a lot online, and people had said they break. I believe it was my second run, and I broke an A-arm. Now, let me give you a little background on that. I broke that A-arm after I ran into a pipe on the track. So, that was my fault. Otherwise, I haven't had any problems with this car. I really don't. I did notice it did have some... Oh, actually, you know what? I just remembered. The steering was a little loose, and I just purchased... Let's see if we can look in there. The new J-Concepts aluminum steering assembly in there with the carbon fiber Anchorman. Let's see if I can pull it out for you. Get a nice look. There we go. I just assembled that today, and it's tight now. That's about as much wiggle as I get, and that's mostly in the steering servo. As you can see, the steering servo is just that little take up. Hopefully I'll get a little bit more track time, and I'll be able to give you guys a better review. But so far, this car is the tits. I love it. I love the way it drives on the track, its speed, its maneuverability. I love it. You know, I was never a really good driver, and this car feels like it takes up some of the slack for that. But at the same time, I feel like I can push it further and further, and I'm really looking forward to getting the most out of this vehicle. If you guys have any questions, or if you want me to break down a little bit more about this vehicle, go ahead and post it on down below, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. And that's it for now. Hopefully after a few more runs and a few more packs through this thing, I'll be able to give you a little better review, and I'll try and post up some running videos as well. Hope you guys enjoy. Thank you very much.